Happy Tuesday, everyone. I am Val Jean, excuse me, and this is my world, at least the way I see it. If you are happy with the current administration, please walk on by. This is not the channel for you. If you are not happy and you want to do something about it, come on in, pull up a chair, get a piece of paper and a pencil, because we do give homework. I moved the time up a little bit today because yesterday fam told me that they had things they wanted to talk about and they needed extra time. So here we are with the extra time. I hope YT gives out the notifications. Miss Susan is here. I so wanted to be here for this live. I'm heading to the airport to pick up my sister. She will join me for part of the live and the replay. Thank you so very much, and Happy New Year to your sister and your son and daughter-in-law. Glad to see you're a busy lady. You really are. You're a busy lady. Can you I know you're doing speech to text. Can you tell me what it was you wanted to talk about today? Dinky Jen, welcome in. How are you? Hugs and smooches to you too, love. How's everything over there across the pond? And there's Roberta. She also asked for extra time. How you doing, girlfriend? And my cousin Michelle said she may be here, she may not be here, she might be lurking. I don't know what she's doing today. She told me, but you know I don't remember. I don't remember. And I just now, oh, I got it. So how was everybody's weekend? What is going on with everyone? I stepped back. I stepped away. They were doing too many crazy things. The one thing that I noted that I was really happy about was that several of the people who had contracts with the Kennedy Center have canceled their contract because they said they were not going to play at the Trump Kennedy Center. Somebody has also filed a lawsuit because you cannot have a memorial. It's the Kennedy Memorial Center. Yeah, you can't have a memorial for a person who is still living. So Trump can't put his name on a memorial. And then he said he was going to sue the people who canceled their contract. And it's been noted that the Kennedy Center is a nonprofit, so you can't sue people and ask for money because it's nonprofit. Yeah. Besides the fact that Carrie and some of her cousins said they're going to come and take the name down off of there. Anyway, you don't really need not extra time in a day from... I don't really need not enough time in a day for me to rage against the man. Throw out, I would say, you got a whole extra half hour. Throw it out there, throw it against the wall. Rage on. Rage on. Tell me what's bothering you. I'm just so tickled that the Kennedy Center is like, no. I'm not playing for you. I'm not coming. I'm not, It is so nice to see that some people in this country have a backbone and integrity. They're not bending the knee. They are not kissing the ring. And I applaud them. I am so happy. It's fine here. Bit wet and 40. Girl. I I can't stand that you're warmer than I am. It's 30 degrees and it feels colder now. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 32 degrees and it feels colder. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I put on my down coat when I went to put out the trash today. My down coat is so big I can barely walk in it, but I put it on. Roberta says the Kennedy family filed a suit about the whole thing. That might be the one that, well, okay, they filed a suit about the whole thing. Yeah, they weren't happy, and I don't blame them. They weren't. He, oh my God, the man. He, I can't even tell you on how many levels he has upset me. And I don't have a political mind. It's just the inhumanity and the arrogance. And he wanted to remodel it and put in marble floors. He wanted to do something and put marble something in the Kennedy Center. Where is he getting all this money? Because we don't have money for the social programs. So where is he getting all this money? They increase the ICE budget. They increase the defense budget. Who can't balance their budget? But the people who are sick and suffering, they slash their money. We can send money down to Argentina. We can bomb Venezuela. And I'm sorry, but isn't he the man who said that we need to get out of everybody else's country and it's America first? Venezuela's not in America last time I checked. I know I'm bad with geography. But the last time I checked, Venezuela's not in the United States. Somebody help me out with this. Girl, look. Just misspell your words. If YT flags you, we'll unflag you. Who's a mod in here? Pebbles is here. Jennifer's here. They're mods. We'll unflag you. Pebbly Poo, it is so good to see you. How have you been? Roberta says, I watched the Epstein documentary. Now I'm mad at the justice system. See, I can't get into the Epstein because I know that it will piss me off so badly. I'm going to want to Luigi everybody. First of all, I don't have that much money. And I don't want, secondly, I don't want to spend my last 15 years in jail. So I'm stepping down from that because me writing letters about it's not going to do any good. And yeah, I don't want to upset myself any more than I'm already upset. That's why we pick out the things that we can actually do something about. And they say if you read the files and you copy and paste them into Adobe, it erases the redaction and you can actually read what has been redacted. And they say that's why 47 did not renew their Adobe Pro license, because you can put it in Adobe Pro, and I think they said you can put it in Outlook. I have to go back and find out what I was reading and put it in the chat. But you can copy and paste it into one of those programs, and the redactions will disappear, and you can see what's underneath. Yay for technology. Roberta says, if it helps, I chased a single. She deleted all her praise and disappeared. Oh no, Jen's got earbuds in. I was gonna play the clap for you, but I forgot I just remember Jen has earbuds in. Yes, that helps. That helps. And I don't mind being Antifa. I'm okay with being Antifa. Pebble says, you need to remember this guy is nowhere the truth. Oh, Lord. No, he is nowhere near the truth. justice, or the American way. And I really, really, really have a hard time accepting that people are okay with him and his nonsense. I I know America started off as a penal colony. I know it was populated by the robber barons. But still, with all the watering down of the gene pool, I kind of thought we had more righteous people here. I really did. And all of these people who are jumping up and down about deporting the Hindus and the Muslims and all of that because America is a Christian country. I'm sorry. The Puritans and everybody came to America for freedom of religion. Every religion was welcome in this country. It was not founded as a Christian country. Read your history. Read your history. Me who, yeah, I did history instead of geography. It was founded for freedom of religion. After the Spanish Inquisition, I remembered it. Ah! Oh, I'm sorry. You all know I'm so easily pleased when I remember something. Girl, you cold up there? Yeah, it's a little frosty down here. Like I said, I had on my down coat. And I even got socks on. When I put socks on, you know I'm cold. You were at the end, so you volunteer. Baby. Yeah, I have to talk to my insurance company because they had my credit card on file to renew my insurance every year. They didn't renew it this year and my insurance lapsed. So I have to call them and ask them what is their problem? Or was it something in the contract that I missed? Because they did not pay my premium. Lord. So I'm going to be real good for the next couple of weeks because I have no life insurance. I hear poison. It is, but I don't want to get that close to him. I don't want to go to DC because with my almond eyes, I look just enough like the brown people that I might get snatched up accidentally. So I'm stay right here in the Midwest. I don't want to get that close to him because they can't tell red from brown because you know they have snatched up some Native Americans. When did Native Americans start looking like Mexican Hispanics? I know they're close, but if you put two together, you can tell the difference. Oh, that's why I had trouble with my Adobe program today. Oh, because everybody's using it? Yeah. They're trying to read all the redacted words. Mm-hmm. When did you start? 1:30. I started early because Miss Susan and Miss Roberta had things they wanted to get off their chest and they asked for extra time. So, you're only 15 minutes behind and all we are talking about was that they had filed suit over Trump putting his name on the Kennedy Center. And I commended the people who have canceled their contracts because they don't want to be involved with the Trump Kennedy Center and that the Kennedy kids are suing. So happy for them. Then we were talking about how to get rid of him. Hi, Chris. Welcome in. No, you didn't miss much. Oh, we were talking about the Epstein files. If you pull up the Epstein files and copy and paste it into Adobe Acrobat, it will unredact it. Everything that's been redacted will show up. And I think it said Outlook Express, but don't quote me on Outlook. But I know they said if you copy and paste it and put it in Adobe, the redaction is eliminated. That's where we were. Yeah. But I am not going to read Epstein because he will have me so upset. Yeah, but Roberta says she volunteers to go after him because she doesn't have that much time left. I don't want to spend my last 15 years in jail. I really don't. I would probably get buff working out in the gym, but I don't really want to fight people a quarter, two-thirds, three-fourths my age. I had to remember which way I was going. Pebbles has, you're welcome, Chris. 19 mile an hour wind. You're a girl. You're see. Whew, yeah. And you had to be careful about that because your tears will freeze. I I know salt water is not supposed to freeze, but yeah, it does. You stepped out today and it hurt. Oh my gosh, you all are colder than I am. I still think the crowd is just, they are. They are. Because, see, I wish the senators would go against Hexeth because I could really just pound him. Um, the Battle of Wounded Knee, where they used machine guns on unarmed Native Americans, and it's been in, and the soldiers were given accommodations, and they had been sued because they said they didn't deserve it because they killed women and children and the elderly and the sick and the unarmed, and it's been fighting through the courts. Well, it just came up, and Hexeth said that he is not removing their accommodations, that they earned them, and that is it, period. So if your ancestors perished at Wounded Knee, I am so sorry for you because this supremacist government we have says, okay, so the people who massacred you did a good service. And he went to Virginia and got whatever Confederate statue and has brought it back to D.C. So, yeah, they're trying to make D.C. the Old South. And if I remember correctly, D.C. being the capital was neutral. But somebody check on that for me. But because it wasn't the North nor the South. I might have that wrong. But yeah, he's all for the Confederacy. And when you look at him and you listen to him speak, he really sounds like an educated man because he speaks very clearly and succinctly. But when you listen to what he says, he's a flippin' idiot. And as the last thing I want him to hear is quiet picky. Yes, 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 yes. Can we text that to his phone and have them play it on a loop? Yes, I'm all for it. Yes, the natives too. Some getting passports to leave the res. My cousin has this big campaign going on in California at Roncoin, but I don't know. I can't wrap my mind around what the issue is because she's going against some of the elders as well. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and watch you fight your fight because I have no dog in this fight because I don't know what you're fighting for. I really don't understand it. Oh hell. from North Carolina. 14 Lumbee Indians were. Shit. Lumbee's in North Carolina. My hope is that when 48 comes in, they can get all these people back. I really hope they can get all these people back. Because this is craziness. Women, elderly, and children. And they had machine guns. And they tracked down women with children who were a mile away from the encampment. They had gotten that far. And they still went after them. And they put them all in a mass grave with the horses and everything. And you know what? That's what they're trying to do now. Because he's trying to normalize that. They deserve their commendations. But that was inhumane against unarmed women, children, and the elderly. And he's trying to normalize that. And that's what they are going to get in their head. It's okay to do to us. And the Browns. The blacks, the Browns, and anybody with a different... YouTube can flag me if they want, but I'm going to put it out there. He is trying to make this a white Christian country. If you're not a Christian, if you're not white, you have no place here. Forget that the Native Americans who were here first were not white. And when they talk about the blending, you're diluting the bloodline. The bloodline's been diluted because if you are not the color of this phone, you've been diluted. Chris, the saddest part is they are, but don't even know why. So they're getting passports to get off the reservation, and what? They're moving into the cities or they're leaving the country? Where are they going? Left bodies to freeze in the snow. Oh, shit. From Lumberton, North Carolina. What county is that in? Because they burnt all my Franklin County records, so I got nothing to go on. Well, the res, not United States land, correct? Hi, Granny. Hold that thought. I gotta go. We gotta go look that up because I am not sure, to be honest with. I know that the reservations don't necessarily have to follow all of the federal laws. They can follow the tribal laws. But let's see about the land. Hold tight. I asked Mr. Google, who we know is unhappy with me, but that's all right. Is a reservation U.S. land? And they say, they say, yes, a Native American reservation is U.S. land, but it's special. It's land set aside by the U.S. government for a specific tribe, with the federal government holding title in trust for the tribe, making it sovereign territory where tribal laws apply, not state laws. These lands are permanent homelands, established by treaties or executive orders, and are managed by tribal nations with a unique relationship to the federal government as domestic dependent nations. So if they leave the reservation, they don't have to follow tribal laws, but then they have to follow the state laws. I don't, oh, did I not share that with you? I'm so sorry. This is what I was reading. I will make it bigger for you. I did share the screen, but I forgot I had to switch it over. I apologize. Very good question, Chris. I had to go look that up. But I did remember the tribal laws. Roberta says they still haven't found all the parents for the children detained during the first term. Oh, Lord, help me. They have, oh, Lord. Hi, Granny. It's so good to see you. How are you? And what bone do you want us to pick today? Because we're picking the bones. Today is the I've had it day. So tell us what you have had it with, because I've had it with 47 in the inhumanity. And where are those children? Somebody said that it was not known where the children are, and I find that hard to believe because they've got to be fed. Somebody knows where they are. No, he's trying to make it a white. But he did say Christian. But I do agree with that part. I do agree with that. I really do. Well, he's certainly not Christian, and we all know that. That's why he had to get his gold plated Bible so he can put the passages in there that he wanted people to follow and take out the passages that he did not want people to follow. He's such a con man. I'm not sure what county. Let me look. Okay, thank you, because it's Lumberton is in Robertson County. Thank you, Roberta. I will have to look and see how close Robertson County is to Franklin and Warren County. Thank you for that. It's land given to the natives, tribal lands. Right. But it's now here's the thing, it's by treaty or executive order. If it's by treaty, they're entitled to that land. If it's by executive order, he can do what he did to all of Biden's executive orders and just say they're null and void. So I hope more of them are by treaty, because if not, he's got some clout there. Very few who claim Christianity are true Christians. Roberta, you are so right. You are so right. You are so right. Chris says that sucks. And now I understand why they'd want passports for a grocery run. Oh, you're talking about just to leave the reservation and go out in town and to come back, they need a passport. What the heck? Ooh, child. Oh, that's horrible. Granny says, oh, so many bones, but most concerned with our health care and also that they won't mess with our Social Security. Social Security, yeah. That is theoretically, there's supposed to be a cost of living increase for 26. You should have gotten a statement in the mail last week, or if you didn't get it last week, you might get it next week. But there's supposed to be a I forgot what percent cost of living increase. It's only about 30 cents. I feel sorry for all indigenous people all over the world. Dinky Jen, you got a point there, because I like watching that little Maori representative in New Zealand who is always starting a haiku when the government is not doing what she thinks they need to do for the indigenous people. Haka. And I love watching her do a haka. And they also had they also have tutorials on it. I took a tutorial one day. Just for the fun of it, because it's just and it's like India. When the English come in, they want to take over the country and they want to make all the indigenous people servants because they think that if you are not white, you are uneducated or unteachable and you are automatically beneath them. And it's so sad. It is so sad. So many other issues as well. See? Treaties, not any good for natives. Yeah, but if they got their land by treaties, he can't just take their land. He would supposedly have to go to court to get their land if it was done by a treaty. He can't just say, "Oh, well, we're not going to do that any." Well, if he was a righteous man, he would not be able to say, we're not going to do that anymore. But we already know that the Supreme Court is going to bend the knee and kiss the ring and kiss the foot and kiss anything in between the ring and the foot. We need some people with some backbone. Can we get Kamala Harris on the Supreme Court? I would like to see that. Chris says those children being sold and exploited. That's why T doesn't want exploitation looked into. He doesn't want exploitation being looked into because his name is all over it. Epstein's been to Mar-a-Lago. He's been to the island. He was on the jet. He was on the yacht. He's invested, and he knows that since he did that pre-first term, his immunity won't save him from that. And he knows that. That's why, hey, you're lurking, you're on mute. Honey, unmute yourself because it doesn't matter. You've got me on mute. Honey, type your stuff in the chat and tell us what you got to say. Exactly, Chris. The tribal identity cards are often not recognized. Well, here's the other thing. How many of the people checking those cards can actually read? I'm just saying, he likes the uneducated. And hi, Sam. Cost of living amounts to $25 for you. Okay, I couldn't remember what the percentage at the top was. You know how I am about numbers. And I just looked at it this morning. Also very upset on how all non-whites are being treated and how they must all live in fear. ICE sucks. It really does. It really does. And Christy Nome is all in favor of they have warrants. They don't take up anybody that they don't have a warrant for. Tell me about those 14 lumbies that Roberta just spoke on. Chris got her statement. She just hope they stick to it. Hope and pray. Hope and pray, because here's an interesting fact. Natives are too dumb to be slaves. Who said that? Man, oh man. Man. VJ treaties have been broken since they were written. As of today, justice in the courts. Pebbles, why do you have to bring me back to reality? You're right. You're right. You're right. I, I think that's what bothers me so much. That the courts aren't standing firm, that the whole system is cracked from the top down. You got no recourse, and he wants to sue everybody. They don't want to go to court against him, even though they would probably win. And then he sits back and says, oh, they paid me $2 million, so I had to have been right. No, they didn't feel like wasting their time on you, and I don't understand that. You loved that laugh. Oh, MTG put it out? Well, that sounds like something that she would say. Long ago, let me look. Thus the need for Africans. Oh. Pebbles was looking for that. So MTG put it out. Okay. Put out today. He doesn't want the files released because it will hurt his friends. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That yeah. That's a given. I can totally see that. I can totally see that. The old boys club. But if he didn't want them released, he should not have campaigned on it. He's the one who put it out there in the ethernet. He should have kept his fat mouth shut. Now they're making him stick to his word. I throw my hands up. Throw my hands up. And they're saying that Nancy Mace might step down. Susan says it's 2.8%. Thank you, Susan. So, Granny, you should be getting a 2.8% increase for 26 for the cost of living adjustment. Susan, are you parked now? Roberta says, and full circle to what made my head hurt. Epstein got his sweetheart deal because of a loophole in the law. I want to know how they can always find a loophole for the rich and entitled, but they can't find a loophole for the working class. How come the working class have to serve their time and serve time where it's later found that they were innocent when the criminals are finding loopholes? And why they haven't gotten him on tax evasion, I don't understand. He and the muskrat. He was found guilty because he was using those girls, but not solicitation. No, because they had a house. It's just depravity. It's it's like they watched all those James Bond movies, and then they decided that they were going to have the Bond experience with all the girls and the lavishness, and they're going to have a private island where nobody's going to talk about what's going on next door. Don't ask, don't tell. Maxwell was the one procuring. And then some of the girls themselves were procuring because they would meet their friends and say, hey, you want to come out with me and we're going to see this rich guy and da 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 da. And then they get their friends involved. Chris? I don't. Oh, that's an emoji that doesn't show up over here. Okay. And the other girls were finding girls. I had heard that about a mass exodus of Republicans leaving Congress, and sure hope so, and that good Dems get more seats. Yes. And I want to get rid of those 8 Democrats that voted to censure Al Green. I want to put some good Democrats in those seats because they got to go. They voted against their own. And he was telling the truth. It wasn't like he was up there bad mouthing the man. He was telling the truth, and they voted for him to be censured. Those 8 have to go. Oh, and the one Democrat who voted to whatever the 218 votes were about the Medicaid. Oh, but technically he didn't? Okay. It's those technicalities. But it was a pyramid scheme. I can see that. My question is, why haven't we heard from the girls? They've been talking. They've been talking. They were out there October. hmm They've had a couple of press conferences in D.C. Granny saying hi to Susan. Chris, many have spoken out, many have been threatened, many have disappeared. Pebble says, okay, not one person declared native dumb. 1, they were savages. 2, would escape because they knew the country. 3, tribes united. Okay. Thank you, Pebbles. Granny says, I love Al Green and wish more would get behind him. I can second that. Oh, Susan says $83 for her. Go ahead, Susan. That is awesome. Don't spend it all in one place. Don't take that $83 and spend it on ice cream. I'm just saying. You'll have a tummy ache. Chris says name names. The Hateful Eight. Okay, let's see. Let me switch you over now because you know I'll forget to take you with me. Who were the 8 Democrats who voted? It should already be up here. And I know I spelled Democrats wrong because I started thinking, who voted to censure? You're going to make me spell the whole thing out, aren't you? Oh, I got a hiccup there. Democrats. You know what I meant. Roll call, bill number, House Clerk, vote question on agreeing to resolution description, Al Green text vote, yay. 10 Democrats? I thought it was the Hateful Eight. Let me make sure you all can see what I'm looking at. I did say share this screen. Yay me! I got it right. Okay, go away. Oh, Lord Jesus. Thank you. Go away. Democrats back the measure. Republicans, Amy Bera from California, Ed Case from Hawaii, Jim Costa from California, Laura Gillen from New York, Marie Gluesenkamp Perez from Washington, Jim Himes from Connecticut, Chrissy Houlahan from Pennsylvania, Marcy Kaptur from Ohio, Jared Moskowitz from Florida, and Tom Sushi from New York. Oh, would you stop? You're going to make me get out my cutting tool, aren't you? And while I'm here, let me go ahead and put it in the description because I'll forget. I will forget to do it. Because we know. But my cold is better. Can you tell? I sound a little better. Now my daughter's got it. She stayed home from work this morning and I called her to find out where she was, and she's like, I'm sick. I was like, oh Lord. Oh Lord. Okay, I've got it. Okay, I've got it in the description. So, Chris, you got your names. That was a good question. Thank you. Let me catch up with the chat here. Roberta says, Chris, I think they were waiting to see if they got the files. Granny says, I bought two 2-pound roasts yesterday and the cost was over $30. Wow. Trump was saying that he's trying to get a contract with Venezuela for their beef, but their beef is diseased. So if you go to the store and there's a sticker on the beef that says from Venezuela, don't buy it. No, the girls need to name names. They have asked the girls, and some of them say that they were not told the names. They were just, ushered into the room and told what to do to the client, but they weren't told the names. And in the 20 years in between, men's looks really, really change. They don't know who some of them are. Some of them they have named, and of course they said they weren't there. Is their word against the suspect. But a lot of them, because when you have trauma, you black that out. Some of them are just drawing blanks. But I shot the wad for them, and I have a real craving for beef roast with the taters and baby carrots. Okay, you gonna make a pot roast, Granny? You gonna put it in a slow cooker? Roberta says, Granny D shopped the specials at Food Lion. If you follow the sales papers, I got a 3-pound pork roast for $1.99 a pound. That's a good idea. Okay, Susan's driving. Okay. Granny says, yeah, I should have, Roberta. Yeah, Granny, you got to check those papers out before you go out looking. Oh, that's me. I was going to say, and Val Jean said, Roberta says, if you get the app, even if you go in, you can plan. Okay, that's a good idea. And if you can sign up for rewards points, that helps as well. Thank you, Roberta. I'm glad too, because I was down for a long time. Thank you so much, Chris. And thank you for checking on me, Chris. You were just going to say I sounded better. Ooh, yeah, all that extra medication I took yesterday, I was crazy over there. It actually started working. Chris, did you see the pictures of the room with the dentist chair? I, for him to have so much money and to have bought that island, that mansion was depressing. And the rooms were just white with a bed in it. I mean, it was not really decorated. Now, I don't mean gold in every room and on every fixture like Mar-a-Lago. I mean just regular, a decorated room. Roberta says Food Lion has rewards too. There you go. So, Granny, go to Food Lions and download the app, sign up for the rewards, and check their sale flyer and make your grocery list off the flyer, and that will save you money. Those masks. Oh, they had mask in the. I saw the room with the dentist chair in it. I didn't see the mask. And Chris says, nope, she didn't. You didn't see the room, or you didn't see the mask. I saw the room. I didn't see the masks. Works through, yes. Forgotten, nope. They may not have forgotten what happened. They may have forgotten who was involved. They might remember Jelaine because there was what, only one head female there, and she was in there with them sometimes, but with the different men coming and going, she might not remember. They may not either have known or remember the names of the men. It depends upon how traumatized their brains were. You don't forget. Okay. Because I was listening to somebody's interview, and she was saying that she was never told his name. And they've also been in front of Congress. They had a congressional hearing. Some of them are out there. Some of them have signed petitions. Some of them are in the suit that they have going, but they're remaining anonymous. And I can't blame them for that. Roberta says, but they were children, and those men were out of. Were they out of their community? Because he had a plane, they could have been flown in. And he had a yacht, they could have been sailed in. They didn't necessarily have to be in their community because he had that island. And that was, I don't know. We may never know because this is going to be an ongoing battle. He's got all of these crooked lawyers, crooked politicians, and crooked people with money who will do anything he says to do, even if they know it's wrong. And that's what gets me. Why are you going to do something that you know is wrong and spend your money to do it? It'd be one thing if you're being paid to do something wrong. You might think about it for a minute and then go ahead and do it. But why are you going to spend your money to do something you know is wrong and you don't really want to do it, but you're going to do it because you want to fit in with these other crooks? I don't get it. I don't get it. They were rich men. They were from poorish communities. I think any exploitation of any person's is deplorable. Whether they're women, children, any ethnicity, you don't exploit people. You just don't. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. How would you like it if? These children and women could have come from many places and even sold by kidnappers or family members. Oh, pebbles. The girls weren't from the upper crust, and that's why they were chosen. You said that reminded me that back in the day, I've got all these little snippets of history going on in my head. The gentlemen, would go to the saloons and they had the ladies of the evening, or they and their pals would go down to the cabins and they had their enslaved persons, but their wives had to be lily white and above board because that's the lady you're married to who bears your children and whom you can take out into society. So you had your wife and then you had your fun. And they always took their fun to the lower classes and the other races. And a lot of times they had separate bedrooms. Pebble says, "I'm sorry, that's reality." Yes, then the model's looking for money. It's reality, and I thought, I don't know why I thought, but I thought all of that had been wiped out in like the 70s. Don't ask me where I got that from. But I did not know that we were still doing that in the 21st century. Silly me. Roberta says, and here we come to the grieving widow. Erica Kirk is banned from a country because she was found guilty of trafficking. Well, Candace Owens is banned from Australia. I mean, so now we know why DT and JD love her so much, because they like the pedos and the traffickers and the crooks. That answered that question. And EK was a teen beauty contestant for sure. Yes, she was. They showed pictures of that and him rubbing on her backside and her kissing him on the mouth. I find that disgusting. Oh, and we might be getting a new press secretary for a couple of months because Caroline Levitt is pregnant with her second child by her 60 whatever year old husband. Why you want to sleep with a 60 something year old man and you're 28? I don't know. But apparently it works. Pebble says, big hugs. I'm aware. I can pray. Girl, you know what? You got to put it out there. That's why we do this, because you got to share what you know. Because I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't know everything. That's why I'm out here. I know trauma. If it's trauma, I know about it. Other than that, yeah, I'm here for the education and getting a topic that we can write to these people about and tell them that I'm sorry, that's not what I pay taxes for. I don't pay taxes for you to go down and do this, that, or the third. Yeah, I about that because I was just so surprised to go, oh, it works. Okay, they're not blanks. Okay, and I think her other baby is like was born in November or something. It's not that old. I'm like, huh. I I I I don't know. Okay, I now have two comments held for you. Throw them out there. Oh, you holding them for Roberta? Don't hold them. Put them out there. Oh, you're laughing at Roberta. What's up with what's up with the one of the big bankers from Crete connected to the Put Bank becoming our? I had not heard that one. Huh. Big bankers from Crete. Well, they're not American. It's supposed to be America first. Okay. Let's see. Notice I didn't try to talk this time. Oh, what happened to my thing? I remembered. Okay. According to Mr. Google, uh, the banker from Crete you're likely thinking of is Howard Lutnick, CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, who became U.S. Secretary of Commerce under President Trump. Uh, However, a Nebraska banker from Crete, Nebraska, Travis Sears, Union Bank and Trust VP, became chair elect of the Nebraska Bankers Association in May 2025, linking banker, Crete, and commerce roles, while Lutnick is the Wall Street figure for the Federal Commerce Secretary. Let me go back and read this. What is up with one of the big bankers from Crete connected to the Poot Bank? Yeah, just another criminal shoring up his grifting, right? Do business abroad? Okay. The comments in your held thing on YT Tide. Okay. Thank you, Chris. Wilbur Ross? Chris, there's nothing held over here. Did one of the mods release it? Now, is Wilbur Ross from Crete over in Greece or from Crete, Nebraska? I did not know there was a Crete, Nebraska. Oh my God. And what does he have in common with everybody else? An American businessman who served as the 39th United States Secretary of Commerce from 2017 to 2021, a member of the Republican Party, Ross was previously chairman and chief executive officer of W.L. Ross and Company from 2000 to 2017. So he was first term. He was the Secretary of Commerce for the first term. Okay. He was Secretary of Commerce for the first term. Did you hear that he's coming back? Are you all ready for 1 January changes to credit reporting agency? Okay, tell me about it, Chris. I have seen stuff coming in my mail. Have I read it? Nope. Do I need to read it? Pebble says it's coming back. Master of the bankruptcy and tied to Russia. Ooh wee. Looking to see. Yes, yes, I'm right here with you. I am right here with you. Crete is the Greek bank. Credit? Girl, I don't know. You're supposed to be telling me. I'm confused. I'm all the way confused. You know it doesn't take much. Roberta, scoot over. I'm going to sit next to you on the corner of dazed and confused because, baby, I don't know what you're talking about. Help a sister out. And while Chris is mentioning credit reporting, oh, if you have credit cards, you may need to read for new rates. Oh, I got you. I got you. All of my credit cards have high rates, so I pay them off monthly. Talk to us, Chris. I'm not current on that, right? Tell her, Roberta, because I'm sitting here. Wait, let me see if I can help her out here. Uh, let me see what we can find because I don't have. I don't have my researcher here. No, 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 no. Oh, they didn't like that. They just took my whole screen away. Okay, they're telling me about 2025. Let me see if I can get 2026. Chris will probably have it all typed out by the time I get to it. Okay. According to Mr. Google's AI, Berta says she doesn't have credit. Okay. Effective January 1, 2026, the main credit reporting changes involve the CFPB's increased fee cap for file disclosures to $16, updated lending thresholds for TILA Reg M, and new pricing rules for mortgage credit scoring FICO Direct licensee, impacting costs for lenders but aiming for more competition, alongside ongoing medical debt reporting rules and state-specific privacy updates like California CCPA. Oh. Consumer finance and fintech blog. Federal News Network. A new CFPB rule strengthens the credit data standards, helping lenders and borrowers. Well, it's supposed to be helping the borrowers, so. Oh, we can watch it on YouTube. Can I share? I can share. Um, that's not true. They told me to share a link and they gave me something else. Hold on. Uno momento, por favor. Okay, we're going to copy this one. And we're going to paste it right here. Mocha, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for coming. Okay, and let me dress up that link because we don't want naked links floating around here. This is the new CFPB somebody or other. Hello, Susan's sister. I know your name, but I'm sorry I don't remember it. Thank you for coming and spending time with our dear sweet Susan. Okay. Okay. They don't interpret law. It's up to the courts to decide. They clearly decided to go against the congressional intent of the FCRA, and the current administration believes that that is not their role. That is up to Congress to decide the law, and they were attempting to state that fact, right? Oh, this is an interview. Oh, it's a conversation. Okay. Oh, so they have filed a case. I don't think it. I should have gone to law school. I would have really had a lot of business this year. Kim, Chris had asked what about the credit. Hold on, I got to scroll back up. Because she said credit reporting services, and I was thinking Experian, those three that we have to report to. Credit reporting. And Kim came in just in time because she probably knows all about it. Chris had asked, are we all ready for 1 January changes to credit reporting agency? And I'm thinking Experian, da 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 da, the three big ones. But she was talking about something totally different, which I don't know anything about. And Roberta says she doesn't have credit. Roberta asked, did he get rid of usury laws? Mm-hmm. You don't need to travel. I have credit cards, but I only buy as much as I can pay off in a month because I have a rewards credit card. So I pay everything with my credit card, and then I can use the rewards points to pay on my bill, or it's tied to my Amazon account. I can convert those points to dollars and buy things on Amazon. And that's the only one I use. Roberta says, Chris, going back to the Epstein survivors, many have been told not to name names to keep it for any lawsuit they may file. Roberta, now that you mention that, I did hear that. I don't remember, but yeah, I did hear that. And Susan's sister says hi and thank you. You are so welcome. I know you have a very sweet and giving and caring sister. And Roberta says hello to everybody coming in, and hello to all the lurkers, and hello Sam if you're still lurking. With her whips, she needs to lurk because she needs to concentrate on what she's doing. Kim, did you have anything you wanted to talk about today? Because today was kind of like I've had it. I've had it with 47. I've had it with ICE. I've had it with the cabinet. Chris says, Roberta, I think time limits are up, so women should say what they know. Who are the lawyers who are advising? Your rewards might be in jeopardy. Oh, well, that's lovely. Okay, well, I will use them on my current balance. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for that. Because I think I used my airline rewards for Thanksgiving, so those are gone. And I will apply the points I have to my current bill, and then they can do whatever they want to do. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm. Minors don't have time limitations for now. You mean coal miners or minor children? They both need time limitations. But I know they repealed the EPA and all of the safety rules that kept this country safe. They repealed all that because Muskrat was due to come in for a hearing. Roberta says, Chris, I'm not sure, but there were some new laws about extending those time limits. But you might be right, and that's why he's trying to run out the clock. Oh, and Kim, we were talking about the Epstein files earlier. If you copy and paste them into Adobe, it erases the redactions so you can see what's underneath. And I think that I need to find the report I was listening to because there were two uh, apps they were talking about. I think one's Outlook Express, but I have to check. I think I was listening to uh, Brian Tyler Cohen, and he had Rokana on. I believe that's where I saw it. I'll have to go back and find that. The new laws give companies option to deny using rewards programs. Oh, holy smokes. Well, you know what? They can deny using rewards programs if they want, but what we need to do is stop shopping. If they're not going to reward us for shopping, we're not going to reward them with shopping. I need to put that on a t-shirt. If you're not going to reward me for shopping, I won't reward you by shopping. I like that. Pebble says minor children who experience. Oh. Oh, great. That's awesome. That is awesome. They did something right. Honest to Pete. That is awesome. I love that. Then we can deny using. We can deny using their cards. We can deny shopping with them. Actually, I had before I started boycotting them. I had slowed down shopping on Amazon when they took away their giving program. It had a different name to it, but it was if you entered on this particular Amazon site, whatever you bought, a portion of that would go to the organization that you chose to give the charity to. And I think I want to call it giving, but it might have been something else. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah. I had slowed down when they stopped giving. The irony is that the redactions were supposed to protect the survivors, but the survivors don't want to be protected. Also, since Clinton outed himself, we know they are the reason they won't release the files. And you know what else is funny? Because they were talking about it earlier, that whenever you have a big Republican group together, uh, the grinder site crashes. I'm just saying. It's a coinky dink. It's a coinky dink. They're all snakes, and anytime they say something, they are projecting. When they accuse somebody of something, they are projecting something that they are guilty of. Roberta says, I finally used Amazon for the first time for Christmas. Hated doing it, but it was best for getting the gift card, so no return drama. Yep, I had to do that for my Oregon grandchildren because they prefer doing their own shopping. They said it's a lot easier. Pebble says there is no logic. How does he stay? No, I know, I know. And everybody knows. Every single person knows that he is not well, that he is not thinking clearly. He's never thought clearly, but it's progressively worse. And they're not doing anything about it. I did have to laugh at Clinton calling his bluff. I know. I know. It's so funny. And I liked how they had pictures of Obama and his family out, helping people, and Kamala was out, and Biden and Jill were out, and 47 was throwing a party. He shows what he cares about. You don't have to ask anything. He puts it out there in your face and shows you that he doesn't care about anybody. It's shameful, the elder abuse. We need to go after his cabinet. See, but that's the problem. They were approved by the Senate. And if the Senate won't stand together and impeach them, there's nothing we can do about it. Because they're higher up than, because we can write letters to, I don't even know if we can write letters to the cabinet. We could write, if we write, see, the senators would have to stand up. They have to put on their big boy panties and actually do something about it. And I don't know that they are willing, they're not willing to do it because they think that they will be primaried. But since we're not going to vote them in anyway, they might as well do their jobs because they're done for. They let him stay because they make, well, there is that. One day, the rant will be a pit bull foaming at the mouth after a juicy bone. Roberta says Newsom had his family at the food lines. I had not seen him, but I believe that. His brain is probably Swiss cheese at this point. I agree. I agree. It's sad. It's sad, and he's so corrupt, and he has surrounded himself with corrupt people, and it's the corrupt leading the corrupt. And the country is being run by criminals. We're in trouble. We're in serious trouble. Kim says, and why is Congress giving away all their power? I don't get it. Pledging allegiance to Marmalade Marvin makes zero sense. We don't have the numbers. We have, 3 open seats? Tennessee voted in a Republican. I'm so unhappy with Tennessee because we could have had that seat. We have 3 open seats that we need to put Democrats in. And when the elections come up in 26, we need to fill the rest of those seats with Democrats. And then we need to get rid of the 10 Democrats who voted to censure Al Green. But we got to get the numbers first. Right now, we can't do anything because I had asked our Congressman Wesley Bell, if we don't have any money for the social programs, where did the $40 billion that they sent to Argentina come from? Who signed the bill? And he said, Congress signed the bill because there's more of them than there are of us. So they're still paying the bills, but they're paying the bills that 47 wants paid. And the ones that 47 doesn't want paid, they don't get paid. And that's the problem. And if Mike Johnson doesn't want to vote on a bill, he either doesn't put it on the floor, or B, he gives Congress a recess. Because if he doesn't put the bill on the floor, they don't get a chance to vote on it. The reasoning is silly because if they do their jobs, they wouldn't get. See, I politely told that to my senator. And I told him, I said, if your constituents see that you are voting in their best interest, It doesn't matter if you get primaried, you will still get voted in. So you can't not do your job because you're afraid of being primaried. You've already lost. Let them primary you. If you're doing your job and you're working for your constituents, they're going to vote for you anyway. Well, Chrissy ran. The country has always been run by criminals. They just aren't trying to con us anymore. There is that. Wouldn't we be committing elder abuse if we go after his advisors? Chris, it would be justice, but thanks to SCOTUS, he's almost untouchable. His cabinet is not. I like that. But I'm elderly. I am too. I am too. Can elders abuse elders? Well, apparently they can because they are. Apparently they can. Those Nimrods may run or get fired. Get fired at the vote. What they keep forgetting is they work for us. He's bullying them, but they work for us. And if we don't like what they're doing, we can fire them. He can't fire them. They're worried about pleasing him. He can't fire them, but we can. And they have lost that. Kim says, RC, he puts the bill on the floor, they start the vote, and when the vote isn't going his way, he stops the votes and calls a recess. Yes, and then he calls for the vote to be taken at 2 o'clock in the morning. So he's getting his cohorts out of bed to come and vote, and everybody else sleeps through it. You're right, Kim. You're right. You're right. Yeah, Chris has got some good questions. She's been hanging around me too long. Your excuse is a senior. The pastor upset me so bad Saturday at when he was giving the eulogy for my cousin, because he says God gives you 70 and I'm sitting there going 70. Pastor, why do you want to condemn me like that? Be quiet. Talk about 70. I got a couple of good years left. Roberta says, I'm seeing less and less capitulation. We'll see. I just want to be here for, Chris or Roberta said January the 21st of 2028, because I'm done with this already. And I was so happy that I could go to Kim's lives and we could start her in on a rant. But Kim, you let me down. I need you to come back and do some rants, girlfriend, because she has got her finger on the pulse. I just sit here and go, why do you all think that's okay? Who told you that that was okay? Roberta, do you have a funny for us to end on? And I will go over and see if Miss Andrea has scheduled her live yet, because she told me she was going live today. But I discovered that I can't raid her because I don't have 1,000 on this channel. So we have to do it the old-fashioned way and just go. Oh, let me see. Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor. Hold on.
See this?
Hold
They call
up.
it a
Wait a minute. She has not scheduled her live yet, but I talked to her Friday, I think, or yesterday, and she said she was going live. And she's been online today. She's dropped things on her channel. Let me see. Pebble says her excuse is a senior moment. But no, she hasn't scheduled her live yet. Sh So she might go on at momentarily. Roberta says, I'm seeing. Okay, we did that one. Considering the Senate promised to stall the Epstein thing, then didn't even have one denier. Kim says, I'm working on it, and she's laughing at me. Barely been in the house for a month. Oh, that's right. You all had the big flood. I forgot, sweetie. You're right. All things in time. Roberta says, funny is eluding me again, except for the quiet piggy from earlier. Are we having a Whips Wednesday tomorrow? Yes, we are. And Jen says, yes, Roberta, page is up. Oh, yes. Well, the page comes up automatically. It's just whether or not I'll be there. But I'm sounding a little better. I'm going to take another dose when I get off of here. And if the Lord says the same, we will do a Whip It Wednesday tomorrow. Anything anybody else would like to say before we leave? I want to thank everybody who came in today. You could have been anywhere, but you chose to be here, and I do not take it lightly. And Susan, thank you for bringing your sister on board. I appreciate it. Chris says, I keep picturing the baby balloon from UK and seeing Quiet Piggy for him. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Well, I guess there's our funny. Thank you, Chris. Oh, thank you, Chris. Everybody be safe. Have a blessed day, and I will see you over at Ola Joe's when she schedules her live. Take care now. Bye-bye.